Welcome to Oregon Indie Film, a video podcast that shines the light on Oregon's independent film industry. I'm your host, Dawn Sellers. I interview Oregon's independent filmmakers who offer insights into the creative process, challenges, and triumphs of making movies in Oregon. This episode features Jon Meyer, a full-time musician, filmmaker, director, and editor. We chat about van life, being a working filmmaker in Portland, his award-winning documentary Tipping Point, filmed during the 2020 protests in Portland, and pickleball. I hope you enjoy this episode. I'm here today with Jon Meyer, a filmmaker, director of photography, DP, editor, director, all of the things.
And musician.
And musician, yeah. Maybe just, start out. I'll let you tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Well, I mentioned musician because not only am I a musician, but my filmmaking does have a very intense focus on music-related stuff. I do DP short films and features, but my main bread and butter gigs are music videos and live multicam music stuff. And that's mainly because my greater friend group, although does infiltrate the film community, it's mostly the music community, which there's very little crossover. You would think there'd be a lot of crossover in a town like Portland. But from what I have found is there's only 2 or 3 people I know that have their foot in both communities firmly.
Absolutely. That's interesting because the last few people that I've interviewed are both. So because I didn't think there was a lot of crossover either, but
maybe those are the ambitious ones that end up on podcasts.
You never know. I mean, we can't, film can't exist without music.
Yeah. In fact, I got some of my recorded music into the film that I just DP'd.
So Getting Back, right? Even, and actually, I just interviewed Logan Cannon.
Oh, Logan's great.
So Logan's a great guy.
Can I speak on Logan really quick?
Yeah.
So I just met Logan last November. And he came to, which I'm sure you wanted to talk about anyway, my PortlandStumps event, which is an event I started in November as a filmmaker open mic thing, which is turning to be less open mic and more exclusive just because of the overwhelming amount of submissions. So I'm having to finally be choosy instead of just filling it up, which I was hoping for. And Logan, from the get-go, was in every month, he was in multiple ones that were submitted. Yeah. And last month he was in 3. Okay. And I was just like, who is this guy? Why does he show up in how come I don't know him? And I'm talking to him and he told me he made his full living acting in Portland. And I was like, wow, that's remarkable. It's hard to do in Portland. It's hard to do in LA and even harder in Portland. And then the very next gig I was on, he shows up and it was the Getting Back promotional teaser. And I was like, well, here we are.
Logan is everywhere. He really is.
Yeah.
You've probably even seen him on billboards. So
I don't know. Maybe I have. Yeah.
Commercial gig with Wolford's Heating. And so he's everywhere on TV and billboards.
Okay.
But he's in a lot of independent films and just a really good guy.
Yeah. We talked a lot about why that's the case, why he's in everything. And we both determined that it's half he's a great actor. But that's not everything. It's the other half is the way he approaches the business, which is, unfortunately something it's not exciting to talk about, but that's how he does it. He hustles. He's the first in line to audition to almost anything that opens up in Portland some way or somehow. And so just by percentage, he's going to get stuff more than the people who aren't doing that.
Yeah, I think that's so true. Yeah. I mean, you really have to be out there networking and meeting people and getting yourself seen and be part of it.
That's why he was at the first 3 PortlandStumps. I was like, oh, there he is, hustling, networking, enjoying.
Yeah. Well, so you have PortlandStumps and you do a lot of music videos. Yeah. You have a channel for music videos. Tell us the name of that.
Well, it's just YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It's a playlist that I carefully arranged and curated. But you could find that playlist by just typing in JONMEYER, Jon Meyer, all one word, 5150. That's my YouTube handle. And there's a list of playlists on there, and you could find, that's the easiest way to find my music video playlist, which is my favorite one because it has I think right now it has 60 or 70 videos on there, and it's not even all of them. These are just the ones that I really want to show off. Like
they're great.
Throughout the years, I don't like to show off every single one of them, but to be perfectly honest, yeah. But yeah, those are my favorite ones. I whittled it down to 60.
That's a good number, I guess. Yes. And so, are you from Portland?
No, I'm from Seattle. But I at some point in my life, I could say I'm from Portland because I've been here since like 2008, 2007, actually 2007. Yeah.
Nice. And what brought you to Portland originally?
Actually, I have one sibling. It's my younger sister. Everybody thinks she's older because she's more responsible and we're really close in age. And she moved down here. I forget why, what her motivation was, but I would visit her, and every time I did, I enjoyed it more than Seattle. And she showed me all the cool neighborhoods. And I don't know if you remember, or whoever's I'm saying you is the people who are listening.
Right.
But around 2007, Portland was really awesome. It was absolutely peaking. I mean, you could get a room in a shared fun house and pay $200 a month and be a block from the Goodfoot. I say that because that's literally what happened to me. So it was just like, you barely had to work. I mean, no one I knew really had a job, and that was okay because the living expenses were so low. And we just made art and fun and had fun and went to the river, and it was pure bliss. And of course, good things can't last. And everybody cries, oh, this and that messed up Portland. I was like, what messed up Portland was time.
Yeah.
Because nothing like that stays like that forever. There's just no way. It was too good.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in Portland since 1985, and it was cool then.
I'm sure it was.
80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 2000, Portland, but it's still cool. I love Portland.
I agree. Yeah. That's part of what I'm saying. Like, sure, it changed, but like, have you been to, Houston or some of these other cities? Sorry, Houstonites, but your city's not as cool. It just isn't.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
I have friends live in Houston. Yeah.
I hope
Portland.
Let's start a little flame war online. Yeah. No, I can list lots of cities that are inferior to Portland, honestly.
We really don't want to tell too many people how cool it is, though. So we kind of keep that, in the down low because we don't want so many people moving here.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways. But yeah, Portland is a cool place. And so you just said you started making films about that time then?
In Portland, I started making films in 2008 as far as holding auditions, trying to get noticed, taking advantage of the recently new YouTube at that moment, But I've been filming and editing musicians since I was in the 4th grade. Yeah. I mean, it's been crazy, but none of that was taken seriously and aiming for a career in it until about 2008 or so. Yeah. But I had a little bit of base knowledge of stuff at that point. Yeah.
And so is that what you always wanted to do that?
Yeah. Yes. Ever since I had probably in 4th grade or 3rd or something like that. Whenever my dad played Star Wars on the TV and the ship in the opening credits comes over, and within 2 seconds of it over, I remember distinctly going, "Oh yeah, that's it. My life is over. I'm gonna do that. Whatever did this, whatever makes me feel like this, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life because I feel amazing right now."
Great, I love that. And so, did you go to school for film?
I went to film school for 2 quarters. Yeah. I don't say a semester because I failed out of each quarter. And after twice, I decided to quit trying and wasting my money because I was failing every time. And actually, it was the best thing for me because before that, I would always be like, okay, well, I'll just go to film school and that'll be what I do next for my career. And once I realized that's not what was going to be next for my career, then I was like, okay, I got to just do this on my own. I got to, what do they say? Pull myself up from my bootstraps and do it. And I immediately did that. I was in the kind of a crisis mode when I quit the set or got fired. What am I saying? I got fired from lots of jobs. When I failed, fired, it's all the same thing, right? There was a lot going on in my life. I was getting fired at the same time too. But when I failed the second time, I was like, okay, I got a VHS camera, which was outdated at that time. And I just was like, let's make some raw punk videos right now because I need to figure this out. And I started doing that and immediately got better with each one. And I even checked in with the students because I made friends at that school. It was at Seattle Central Community College right before I moved to Portland. And I checked with some of my friends there at the end of their graduation. And we compared notes. I showed them what I'd been working on and what they'd be working on. They were like, you're making better stuff than anybody in this class right now. Like, you have a future in filmmaking. And that conversation actually was more motivating than even the results I was getting, because to get the approval of my peers at that stage, when I was really like, hey, am I doing this right? And to have them be like blown away by it, doing something on VHS in that era when everything was digital at that time, I was like, whoa, like,
that's really good.
Oh my God. It set me on the right track. Yeah. I mean, they came to like a little theater screening of it and stuff at a theater that has since burned down, the Grand Illusion. I know. So sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of filmmaking is just trial and error and doing it. I mean, film school's great.
It's doing it, whether you're in school or not.
Exactly.
Yeah, and if you need school to do it, that's fine. Yeah. I'm not here to talk shit about school.
Right. Some people need that structure, and some people do better just do it.
Well, I needed that structure to let me know that I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's true. Sometimes the benefit of structure is knowing that you can't work within it.
Yeah. Without getting too detailed, it was both times I failed out was a major clash with a single teacher I had, the same teacher both times. And I think if he, I still kind of hold a grudge against him, but because I think he did it wrong. I think he failed me out because he didn't like how experimental I was getting, not because I wasn't doing the work.
Right.
And he didn't appreciate what I was trying to like shine amongst the averageness, and he didn't like that. And so I think if he would have embraced my talents, he wouldn't have failed me and everything. So film school could be, if you don't have a teacher like that, you could, I'm sure there's plenty of great film teachers and film schools. You
happen to get one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So is filmmaking kind of your full-time gig, or do you?
It is.
Yeah.
Furthermore, it's creative filmmaking, because I for 2 years I shot weddings, and there was a point where I was like, I need to not shoot weddings anymore. and I just want to because I had made a couple of music videos, and it was so much more thrilling. And I had gotten paid like a couple $100 for one of them. And I was like, okay, I see what's happening here. Money's coming in now from the music videos, barely, but it's happening. And so I knew I couldn't fund myself solely on music videos at that time. So in order to make that work, I actually intentionally moved into a van so that I wouldn't have to pay rent. Yeah. That's why my moniker is Van Jam Productions. The jam is because of music focus, Van Jam. And my plan was to live in the van for a year until I made full-time money doing creative filmmaking, not weddings, or corporate whatevers, Mm-hmm. And I did that. And at the end of the year, I got so used to and comfortable living in the van that the idea of paying rent, even though I could afford it at that point, seemed crazy. So I stayed in the van for 4 years, and then life happened. I got in a relationship that fell apart, and I went back to the van for another 4 years. So I was 8 years total in a van. Yeah. And I would recommend it highly to anybody. I wasn't the dirty van guy. I wasn't doing drugs. Nobody knew I was living in the van when I would park it, because I was so discreet and clean. I didn't bother anybody. I never had a run-in with the cops or anything. It was, of course, it's uncomfortable to certain things. You can imagine what would be uncomfortable about a van. You got to overcome those and figure out your system. But when you figure out the system, that is one surefire way to make sure that you are, if you're feeling like you don't have time to kickstart your creative career. That's what I would recommend, is because rent is the biggest inhibitor.
It really is.
To that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you live.
Yeah.
Well, so you're kind of an OG van lifer then.
Oh, yeah.
Like that was the beginning of when people started doing it.
Yeah, there was no stigma at the time. It was just Portland at the time. Yeah.
I've always had a dream to travel across the U.S. in a van, but so far that hasn't happened. But
yeah. I mean, even then traveling would have been difficult because gas money and everything like that. I was really living cheaply.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
Yeah. I had 5 or 6 spots I liked parking that were
safe,
and they were near a 24-hour coffee shop or something, which a lot has since closed. There was a lot of 24-hour stuff at the time.
Yeah, there used to be before the pandemic.
Yeah, and I had my spots and my communities in each spot, and the people I would get used to seeing, and I felt supported. I felt safe. It was great. And in fact, I met other van people, including some women. There's a stigma that's saying it's not as safe for women or something. I'm sure that's true, but from what I met a few women who pulled it off, and they were creatives as well. and they weren't unshowered, dirty people. They had gym memberships for showers, just like me. Yeah.
I see a lot of people still now at the gym who just come in and shower.
That's where I met them. That's where you meet them. When you see them showering every day and not working out, you're like, Vanner. Yeah.
A lot of people do that. It's an inexpensive way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as safety, it's not safe for women in a lot of places.
Well, you got to be careful, and you got to find your spots,
Exactly.
Yeah. And there's a version of van life that I did for the final 2 years of it, which is paying driveway rent. I was paying a couple $100 a month.
Parking somebody's driveway.
Yeah. And that way I had for the price, I had access to a bathroom, but I wouldn't even use their kitchen because I had a little kitchenette in my van. So it was just for bathrooms. That's why it was only $200. But you could wheel and deal and work that out. That's actually legal, by the way, everybody in Portland. It didn't used to be. But since the pandemic, they made living in a vehicle on someone's property legal.
Really?
Didn't used to be legal. Now it is. Yeah. I mean, they used to do it anyway.
Right.
But now it's completely.
No, they can't. Your neighbors can't complain.
Yeah, it happened during the pandemic because there was a housing crisis during that, and so they were some little helpful info. Yeah.
Oh, I imagine that you probably have some great stories from that time, and the film and.
Yeah. I'm the. Do you know what? Is that your next question? I made my
documentary.
Yeah.
I definitely want to talk about that. So when Portland was burning to the ground.
Yeah, that's what they said. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I picked up my camera and went downtown and just started rolling footage. Yeah. I didn't know what it was for at the time. I knew that I had time and the gear and the willingness to do it. And so, I got tear gassed every night, and I was just right there alongside the protesters. In fact, I got tear gassed every night because when the gas came out, I noticed that's the precise moment when everybody with a camera would leave. And I'm like, okay, there's a few live streamers here, but their cameras aren't very good. I'm holding a $3,000 rig minimum. I think it was more than that actually. But I was holding my nice camera, and I'm like, I'm literally the only one here with a zoom lens, and something that's good in low light, Mm-hmm. So I hung around and filmed, and eventually my footage highlights that I post every day got noticed by some people, and. I guess I should mention who it was. The old church concert hall, which I had done a lot of work for already. I had a relationship with them already. Mm-hmm. They had a program called We Can Listen that split up out this wad of funding throughout the year for musicians, and that was just on hold because musicians couldn't do anything. So they put the whole wad towards Tipping Point, which is what the film ended up being. Yeah, and they funded a third of it. Yeah, we got another third of it from. Assortment of donors, but one that comes to mind was Some Serious Business, which has a great history of funding artists back to the 60s. And they, I'm not going to mention numbers because I probably get it inaccurate, honestly, because I'm not actually running the books on it. But it was enough to make a film. Right. And we interviewed like 20-something people, ended up whittling down to 16 or 17 people. And we interviewed everybody from live streamers to people on the other side, cops, we interviewed civil rights lawyers, and the menagerie of people ended up making a pretty cohesive look, what I feel, pretty cohesive look at what went down there. Mm-hmm. And the film went on to take first place in two film festivals. We only submitted to like 7, so that's a pretty good. I think we got into everything we submitted, and it took first place at 2 of them. So, yeah.
Well, pretty important message.
Yeah, we're still working on a distribution deal, which is honestly pretty frustrating because I personally think right now the reason it hasn't been actually unleashed into the world is because of what is viewed as controversial topics. I mean, there's people in the doc that say like F Donald Trump, and like he's president now, and like I stand by it, but like it's definitely contentious material, and I wish people would just realize that means people want to see it and it's relevant information that should come out. But
Yeah, I mean, I think controversy sometimes is really good for us. That's what we're doing, right? We're telling stories. We're opening people's minds to things.
But with Trump threatening to pull funding from states who don't support him and all this, like people are just scared, and it's dumb because they shouldn't be scared. They should stand up to it. But,
I know, without getting too political, I'm right there with you.
You can't help but get political when you're talking about that film, though. The film was nothing but politics. Right. Yeah.
So it's super important. Yeah, I think we should all be involved.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't think it would have been as bad had it not been for President, trash in Portland.
Oh, yeah. It's in the film where the protest was literally dying down to less than 100 people a night. Mm-hmm. And then Trump gets up there and says, oh, we're going to send the National Guard and everything. Right. And then it went up to like 5,000, then 10,000, then 20,000 people, all because he fueled the flames, because he was trying to make some political point about Portland, So, yeah.
Well, Portlanders have definitely prevailed, I think.
Oh, my God. I'm so proud of them. Yeah,
we've all stepped up, and it was certainly not as bad as it was made out to be. But I would love to see the film.
Yeah, the film show really is the only right and left media completely failed to address what the protesters were protesting.
I know,
it was just like they're out there making a ruckus, and that's it. Like, why? And the film gets into why, and we even get into what is viewed as poor protest behavior. We're not just one-sided. It's like it covers the whole gamut, and you kind of make your own conclusions. It's not my opinions. I edited it, but it, we did our best as a collective to try to highlight everybody's opinion. And I think that's good. I think that's what a good documentary does. It presents everybody on an even playing field, and then you draw your own conclusions. Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to get distribution at this point.
Yeah, we have a deal that we signed, which we were really excited about, and they said they'd put it out as soon as they found a streaming platform that would allow it or whatever, and that was a year ago. And
maybe because of the climate.
It feels like we celebrated a little too early at this point because it's still not out. Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk a little bit more about PortlandStumps, because we started that last year. So tell me kind of your inspiration for that and why you started that.
I've been to a couple open mic style filmmaker events, a couple of them in Los Angeles. And, Jerry Bell does a great one here in Portland. He only does that, I think, like 4 times a year or something. And for a while, for years, for like 6 years, he wasn't doing them at all. And so he's recently done that again. And that's great. I don't want to, take away from his thing, but right. I think, I still show my stuff at his event. Mm-hmm. I just think there's room for more. I mean, how many venues every night are hosting Portland artists, multiple people on a bill. Actually, I'm going to a show tonight a few blocks from here, because every night the music scene is vibrant in Portland. It's highlighting it. And I was like, well, there's a vibrant film scene, and only 4 times a year we maybe get to show it at Jerry's event, And so, let's have another outlet for that and try to get people to show up and appreciate film locally, just like they do for local musicians. And so far, it's been a huge success, and we get 50 to 70 people every event from the first one we had. And it's a great, it's kind of a networking event too, because almost everybody that shows up had something to do with a film that's being screened. And there's a little intermission, and there's this before and after. There's a bar there, and it's a cool old theater. It's not just some room that we rented somewhere. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. The Alberta Abbey.
It's beautiful.
It's a great venue.
Yeah, and it's geared towards socializing. It's not just a theater. There's spaces to hang out
and have a little conversation.
Yeah. And I think I can mention this because I think I just had a meeting with somebody talking about it. I think we're going to take Stumps to the next level.
Nice.
And incorporate a musician playing 3 songs and visual art. So we're going to turn it into this trifecta thing to try to, because we realized we got the film community out, but I'm very tied to the music community, and literally none of them are coming to this thing, even if I tell them about it. Yeah. What gets them out is music. What gets visual artists out is visual art. Right. And so if we could have all 3, and there's so much space in the Alberta Abbey to set up this gallery area. And then I also like the fact that Stumps plays better when it's more exclusive. It feels like a festival to get, more like an achievement to get in. Mm-hmm. And so I want to reduce the runtime from an hour and a half to 45 minutes and
increase the outreach.
Yeah. And you have really be highlighting the best submissions and make it a little bit more like a festival, and have this like a DJ going while people are looking at the art for 45 minutes, and then have someone play 3 songs, and we're out. Yeah.
I love that. And so, are you coordinating that just yourself?
I am. There's a little alarm happening in there. We could be here still. Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked with somebody who might sign on to help out with that. I told them that my capacity is kind of at the limit of doing what I do for the film portion of it. But I'm reaching out to people who can join and coordinate. I want to have 3 reps. It's like me doing the repping the film, someone coordinating every month the visual artists, someone coordinating the musicians. In fact, I could probably coordinate the musicians because I'm really only I know so many of them, and I really just want one per like
right.
Everybody else with the art and the films. I want a lot, but
multiple, but one musician.
Just one musician. So I bet you I could coordinate that, but someone handling the visual art thing would be great. Yeah. And another reason is down in LA. I went to an art walk down there that was just stunning, and it wasn't blended with film, but I was just thinking, man, how much fun is this? You got someone spinning old records, and we're looking at art, and we're drinking sparkly water. I love it.
Calling all filmmakers, performers, and creatives. The Soundstage is your home for high-quality recording in the Portland area. Whether you're working on an audio or video podcast, voiceover project, audiobook, casting your next film, or need help with that self-tape audition, we offer a professional, welcoming studio space. Come record with confidence and mention the Oregon Indie Film Podcast to get $5 off your next session. Learn more about The Soundstage, the Northwest's premier voiceover and recording studio, at thesoundstagenw.com.
Are you passionate about supporting independent filmmakers and local storytelling? Become a sponsor of the Oregon Indie Film Podcast, where we shine a spotlight on Oregon's thriving independent film community. Our listeners are filmmakers, film lovers, and creative professionals eager to discover local talent and stories. As a sponsor, your brand will reach an engaged, creative audience that values community and authentic storytelling. Join us in celebrating Oregon's indie film scene. Let's bring your brand into the spotlight. Ready to partner? Let's talk.
And so, if I could blend that with how cool Stumps is turning out, I just thought it was like a eureka moment.
Yeah. And so you do that every month?
It's every month, but now it's shifted and it's every other month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Every other month. And about how many films have you been showing?
It depends on the length of the submissions, but it's been 15 to 17.
Okay. But you're doing just short films.
Yeah, and music videos and stuff. And the next one will be a full hour and a half, but I believe the one after that we're aiming for is scaling it down and adding the visual art element, everything. Yeah.
So fewer films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is better, folks.
It is better.
It is. Yeah. I'm learning. There's a after doing this a bunch, there's a Goldilocks zone for this kind of stuff. And I think 45 is the mark. High quality and attention spans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's important. There's, tons of films being made, but really trying to elevate some of the quality. I mean, it's great to go out and just make a film with friends on your iPhone.
Yeah.
Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
Anybody can make a film. But really showing the quality films and what Oregon has to offer as far as film industry people, cast, crew, filmmakers. I think it's super important.
Also, the programs so far have all been an hour and a half, and every single program, about half of them are just jaw-dropping. Like they're better than you would think on an event like that. And so I thought, man, if we could just siphon it down there.
Just to the jaw.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
Yeah.
And what's your next one coming out?
August 17th.
And are tickets available now?
I think so. Yeah, they're only $10. And if you could submit to it too. There's room it's about half full right now. And so you could submit to it. It's free to submit. There's no submission. Yeah, because we have to charge everybody, even if you get in, because otherwise everybody would be free, because it's so far been comprised solely of filmmakers. Yeah. So the trade-off is free to submit. Yeah.
That's nice. And is that an all-age venue?
Yeah. What we do though is there's an intermission, a 10-minute intermission, and I put the adult content films after intermission, which is so far been no nudity, but hyper violence. Portland, you guys,
I know, there's all kinds of people, yeah.
you make some violent films, and a lot of times I think they're great, so I want to put them in. Yeah, in fact,
Loves its horror film.
they do. And in fact, the last one that I had, literally half the films submitted had some form of fake blood, hopefully fake, blood in them. So I put them all in the second half, and it was just a blood and gore fest, and it was so much fun. It was just like knowing that, because I made an announcement about that, knowing that like it was so fun because like the next film was sort of like, oh, when is someone gonna die? Like we know it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then someone pulls a chainsaw out. You're like, here it comes. Yeah.
I just went to the Portland Horror Fest.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And good,
Yeah.
Good horror film. So what are you working on now other than PortlandStumps? Do you have any other projects you're working on right now?
Perpetually, so many. As you mentioned in the, I edited or am editing Getting Back.
Oh, right. It's still in post.
It is in post. I'm about a third of the way through cutting that up. So that takes a lot of my time. I am making a music video for a musician out of Seattle named Sammy Shafi. It's like the 10th one I've made for him. He's a return customer. And we made a lot of cool videos. The last one we made got over 1 million views. So, yeah. And I'm just about to do a multicam documentation of the recording of an album for Paul Gilbert. You might recognize that name from Mr. Big, a band out of the 80s. Yeah. I could sing one of their hits, but yeah.
Something Cowboy. Was that Mr. Big?
Oh, I can't remember the lyrics, so this is gonna be really embarrassing. But it was like da 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 da. It was that song. Yeah. Can't remember the lyrics.
We're gonna have to look it up.
Paul's gonna assassinate me for doing it for that bit, right? That little cover. Yeah, he's an absolute legendary guitarist. He always makes the list of like the world's top guitarists. It's pretty impressive. So
is he here in Portland?
Oh yeah, he lives in Portland. I've been to his basement, and when I was in his basement, I counted, I think 65 guitars that were in my vision from that point. And I said, there's more upstairs, isn't there? He goes, oh yeah.
I am always amazed at how he lives in Portland.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't know. No, he's a legend. Yeah.
So Portland is a great place to kind of just hide out.
Yeah.
And not be recognized because it's just laid back.
Yeah.
So that'll be a feature about it. Is that going to be a full length?
No. The way Paul Gilbert, this is the third time I've done a documentation on one of his albums.
Oh, okay. So it's just not just, but it's the album.
Yeah. Every job's different. This one particular, he likes a little doc footage kind of leading into the song, and then we show the whole song. We kind of end with a little bit of a doc banter just to kind of make you feel like you're there, but it's not really a documentary. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's more just like multicam. So I shoot every take that they do, so that when he selects, this is the take we're going to use for the album. And then I have it. Sometimes he makes edits, and so or if he doesn't, it's all live. Yeah, and so then I have the footage, and I splice it together and make it. You see it from like, I think I'm running like 6 cameras or something like that. So.
And so are the previous ones online where people could watch?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You just type in Paul Gilbert. Yeah. Let's see, the best one that you can type in Herd of Turtles.
Oh, okay.
It's got vocals. Most of the stuff is instrumental. So Paul actually kind of sings on that one. He kind of reads a poem about a turtle, and that's my favorite shot and edited one too. Not just because Paul talks on it. Yeah,
that's safe. So you're working on that, and then ongoing PortlandStumps.
Yeah, I have a script that I wrote. About pickleball, one of my favorite passions.
Oh, you'd like to play pickleball?
I love it.
Oh my God, I have not started.
Oh, I play like
one I know loves it.
I play at least three times a week, and so I recognize there is a void in the universe of pickleball films. There's none, and so I wrote a script that actually 2 years ago. I called it Dink, and I registered it with the WGA. Because I figured someone would try to copy my idea, and I was correct.
I bet.
And Ben Stiller is about to release his pickleball film, made well after I registered mine, and he's calling his The Dink. Oh, no. So he put the in front of it, and actually legally got around. That's
titles.
Yeah, I looked it up. It's not that I tried to sue him. I tried to sue him.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. Any lawyer was like, "Nah, you put the in front of there. He got you." I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah,
So
the story is different.
yeah, so I shot a teaser for it. That's not available to see. It's only available for potential investors. It's because the actor I used in it has some sensitivities. But I have it. If anybody's interested in seeing or reading the script and wants to fund it,
Fund a film, yeah.
I think it's like I think it's one of those rare moments where even without like an A-lister bolstering it, like that it's like a guaranteed profit because we can make it for pretty inexpensively, and pickleball is the A-lister. Like that's
right.
There's not
the draw is the pickleball.
There's over 10 million players in the United States, and there's no films for it. If they hear pickleball, it's about pickleball. They're
going to go see it.
They're gonna see it. They're gonna hunt it out, even if it's on an indie scale.
So is it a comedy?
So that's the big difference. Yeah. Stiller is making a comedy, and from the plot line, it sounds like a direct plot restructuring of Dodgeball, where they're like trying like too close. Like it's not like they're trying to save their gym or whatever. I'm like, come on, same story. Yeah, and so the one I made has some comedic moments in it, but it's like a dramedy. So it's more of a drama. It's like a sports thriller, I call it, where it comes down to the final game is going to decide a lot for these characters, way more than just the clout of winning, like college tuition and relationships are on the line.
Players take their pickleball seriously.
I absolutely do.
You really do.
I do. I'm in physical therapy for my shoulder for it right now.
You play pickleball. What's your favorite place?
I can't tell you my favorite place.
Yeah.
Because it's public and it's free and it's nice and I don't want to see overrun. No, I get it. Yeah. I'll tell you the second most favorite place I play is it's at Laurelhurst Park. Okay. And there's some public courts there that I hit up a lot of time and just get pickup games. Even if I don't go with somebody, I can usually get in on a game, Yeah, that's where one of the free nets are. Otherwise, pickleball is really expensive. And that's why I don't want to reveal. Yeah. It's like there's plenty of places you can pay to play, and it's like $50 for 2 hours. And so the courts that I know of are legit courts, and they're free, and I don't want them to get overrun because I like my free courts. Yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't realize they charge to play.
So many. There's so many indoor. They have indoor and outdoor courts, and there are these, and even gyms, like they have it as a sideline. You got to pay, like there's gyms where you pay $100 a month to be a part of, and then to play pickleball is an extra $50. Because it's so popular, so that's why I'm protective about my courts.
Yeah, don't give off your secret.
Because it's contentious. And people are like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm like, no.
So your script is done. You're ready to film.
Oh, yeah, it was done 2 years ago.
You see some funding.
Yeah.
Budget in mind?
Yeah.
Do you want to share it or no?
No, I will. It's going to take minimum $300,000. Yeah. And I pride myself on being able to pull off a decently watchable feature with a crew and everything for like $60,000 minimum. And I can. I mean, Getting Back was a bigger budget of that, but only slightly. And it's you watch, we did it. It's that film was going to look legit. I'm very proud of it. But with Dink, there's mainly the end scene involves risers that are like full, and it's like it has to be. There's like a good 25 minutes of the film takes place at this final pickleball tournament that has like a huge audience watching the whole time. And I'm not going to AI or CG anything in. Right. No way. It has to be there. So we have to do at least like 3 or 4 big shooting days with lots of extras. And so that's where that price, that's where the price gets up there. But we actually did it's not just coming on, thin air. Like I did actually look at and break down what's going to cost what, and that it's going to minimum about 300,000. $500,000 would be super comfy. Yeah. And we would probably expand on some vital roles on that, so people aren't, pulling multiple roles.
Now, would you direct that also?
I every other script that I have been involved with, short film or feature, I know exactly what my role I want to be in. Mm-hmm. With the pickleball movie, with Dink, I think it's because I wrote it mostly as an opportunity. This wasn't like my main passion. I was like, there's a hole in the market here. I was like trying to seize on an opportunity. I think I would be stoked to have any role in it, whether I'm just shooting or even if I it's the one film, like, even if someone offered me a few $1,000 to buy the script and that'd be it.
Yeah.
I'd be open to that, I'd be open to a lot of different ways it could pan out. I actually think that my favorite rendition of it is having my girlfriend Natalie direct it while I shoot it. She's never directed a feature, but she's an incredible actor and she understands acting so well that if I could isolate camera department and maybe even work with an AC and she's just focused on getting the performance out of acting. She's so good at understanding acting. I think she could, and she actually did direct the teaser. We did a little trial run with that, where I shot it and she directed. We'd never worked like that before, and it worked really well. And I could see her doing that, and I just think that'd be great. It would help with everything. Women in film, women directing in film. It would bolster. There's so many reasons why that's appealing to me.
Yeah, and there's grant funding available, I guess, but not really that much. I mean,
no,
you have to get some funding.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
I just think that lineup looks really appealing, like a female director for a pickleball film, anyway.
Yeah, it sounds great. I hope you can find somebody to produce.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm also just finishing recording an album with my band. We're called Talk Station. And it's in the mixing stage now. We're already done recording. And I am writing treatments for 2 music videos right now that I'm very excited to shoot for that because it's my own music. So
you're in the band. What do you play?
Oh, I'm the lead singer and I write all the songs. It's kind of my project. In fact, the other band members are all in other bands.
So it's just a side project.
Yeah. But they're committed, but it's my songs.
Right.
Yeah.
And so do you guys perform anymore?
We do, not that often.
We're focused on the videos.
Right now. Yeah. A few months ago, I'd be able to tell you like 3 dates, but right now, we are solely focused on recording, mixing, and shooting these videos. And then once we are ready to release those, I'll line up some shows. But nothing lined up at the moment. Yeah.
So I would like to ask, kind of what's your big dream? If you could do one thing in film or in your case, music.
Yeah.
Money wasn't an object. Time wasn't an object.
This may surprise some people who know me as the PortlandStumps guy or whatever, but it would be to front my band on a successful tour. Music, nothing eclipses that thought of just, I've been smitten by a great rock show since I was a little kid. Mm-hmm. And I just want to at least, I've even been on tour documenting a band, so I understand what tour life is, and I'm not naive to what it is, what it entails. Remember, I lived in a van for 8 years.
Right.
I would love to tour fronting a rock band and having the people in the front 2 rows knowing every word to the song because we had some minor hit or something. That would be amazing. Mm-hmm. Second, right under that would be to shoot and direct something that I wrote feature length. For sure. Those 2 are neck and neck, really. But I mentioned the band more because I think, I'm 43 years old. I feel like there's an expiration date is coming sooner for the band one. Not that older guys can't do that.
So I get it.
But I feel like, look at, Spielberg and Coppola, and they're still making movies, and have the respect level in their respective communities. I feel like I could do the features later. I want to get this tour down. Well, I mean, there is an expiration date on the kind of music I get out of breath singing. The way my music is hard hitting on some of those songs, and it takes stamina to it. And I'm in pretty good shape, and I still run out of energy at the end of a show. So no, I'm not going to be able to do that when I'm older, whatever that is. So I want to do it soon.
So just for U.S. or worldwide, what would be your goal?
It's wherever the audience is. With rock music, it's tricky. Sometimes I know a lot of friends bands that unexpectedly blew up in Europe because they still love rock over there, whereas it's not as popular here, even in Portland. Rock music is not. It's Northwest area, but no, it's not as popular as like Germany or London even. You go over there and kick a distortion pedal on and people want to rip your shirt off still. It's like it's kind of like they still idolize rock stars over there, Sammy Shafi that I make music videos for, he's really big in Brazil. He's part Brazilian, so that makes sense. But I edit videos that he shoots over there, and it blows my mind how many people show up to see his rock show. And up here, it's hard for him to pull those kind of numbers. So, yeah.
So yeah, is there anything else you want to talk about or share with people?
Well, I think I covered the major ones. Yeah, I mean, I could talk forever about filmmaking or music. You want to talk about Alice in Chains? Oh, yeah. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Just saying, like, we could talk if you want to talk.
I love rock music myself.
Yeah.
Good 80s rock music.
Yeah.
Really is the best.
Yeah.
So where can people find you online? So obviously PortlandStumps has Instagram. You're on Instagram under your name.
Well, neither Stumps or me are very active on Instagram. It's there, but
you're both active online.
I'm in my 40s, so it's Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook is where I get my fix for social. I don't like social media, but I do my best.
I know. People necessity.
Yeah, you could submit to PortlandStumps at portlandstumps@gmail.com.
Okay, so film. What's your time limit on films?
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Mm-hmm. But you have higher odds, just like any festival, you have higher odds of getting in if it's 10 or less, really.
Right.
You got to be pretty good to put the 15-minute in because that takes up a lot of the runtime,
And do you do trailers right now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the trailers always get played first.
Nice.
Yeah. Just like the movies.
Yeah. So, and then you have a website, too. I found your website.
Oh, which one? Was it Contrast Docs?
Oh, maybe that was it.
I think that's the only website I have. Yeah, which we didn't mention, but that's my, because I don't make it anymore. But
right, it was older. That's why I didn't bring it up.
But you should watch it though. It's some of my truly best work. Yeah. It's Contrast Docs. K
with a K.
Yeah, I'm trying to spell it, but it's contrast with a K.
Contrast.
As then docs, DOCS, .com. It's all black and white documentaries that I make on musicians, most of them in Portland. And it's, I did it while living in the van, and I there was no funding behind it. I just did it out of my own time and energy, and I had a lot of freedom to do whatever I wanted. That's why I did it. They get a little artsy sometimes, which I think is fun. They play a lot differently than my political doc, because of that. But yeah, I think it's some of my best work, just editing and shooting wise, and just getting musicians' stories in an artistic way. There's 10 episodes. I'm very proud of it. A lot of them got into film festivals, and that's it. That's one of my only actual websites.
Yeah, and so most of your stuff you submit to festivals then? Is that kind of your path for getting YouTube mostly?
Yeah. I mean, I finish multiple things every week. So I in our little interview here, I mentioned the stuff that I have put to festivals because that's my favorite stuff to mention. But if something turns out really, really stellar, I'll submit it. Sometimes I submit a band's music video to a festival. Not without them knowing. I ask them, but also I'll pay for this. Because I just
just like it.
Yeah, and I could see there's an opportunity for exposure for my work, which is it's their work, but it's my work too. So yeah.
I guess I didn't ask. What's your favorite thing to do? Well, music is your favorite, but aside from music, as far as filmmaking, like what do you like to film, or do you like to edit, or like your favorite? You're not an actor, right?
No. I have acted several times, in fact, but it's always out of necessity. I can make a funny actor reel because I've acted so many times, and none of them did I want to. Yeah. And so it's like, here's a whole reel of a guy acting who never wanted to do this.
Not an actor, but
I'll get in front of that camera when the guy doesn't show up to be the bartender or whatever.
Somebody to do something there, I'll do it, whatever.
No, my favorite thing, it's a complicated answer, but it's to edit the footage I shot. And so like with Getting Back, that is probably my favorite thing to do is a feature. I love the challenge of a feature. It's just so large, and you get into a groove halfway through. And you start working as a machine with your coworkers, and you know what to do. It's just like lens 50. Like you get in this awesome groove where you kind of it's like one guy with 6 arms, and you don't really, that doesn't really happen on a music video.
Right.
It's over by the time you gel. Yeah. And so I love the groove of a feature, and I love setting myself up for a good post experience because so when I'm in post, I'm like, oh yeah, Johnny got that shot because I knew I'd need it. And there it is, And so there's a joy in cutting footage that I set myself up for a good post experience like a month later. And yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. The website I found was on the bio.site. Bio.site. Jon James Meyer.
Ooh.
It's out there.
It's out there.
Once you put stuff on the internet, it's there forever.
Yeah. Maybe
But it looked pretty.
I bet you my girlfriend made that.
Oh, maybe. It looks really good.
Yeah. Thanks, Nat.
Great job. Thanks. Anyways, well, thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, this was fun.
Really
Yeah.
You have a lot going on.
Always.
I'm glad to finally meet you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks so much for listening. If you'd like to continue the conversation with Jon Meyer, reach out to him on Facebook. To find out more about Jon's music and upcoming album, or the film showcase PortlandStumps, or any of the other things mentioned in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, please take a moment to leave a 5-star review and share it on your social media. It helps us connect with more indie film lovers. Want to support the podcast by becoming a guest or a sponsor? Reach out at OregonIndieFilm@gmail.com.